Good evening. I'm your Adiyama here. In my previous video, I have spoken about certain people, a group of people migrating as I don't say, migrating or just going away to other countries and blaming our countries and getting refuge in other place of the country, different country in the world, bringing a lot of bad name and shame to our country. Well, now this is a second video about it. There's a big problem that we are facing in a small community. Well, the government have to look forward to it because the government is partly to be blamed for this. Not the present government. The present government will have to look into this matter because this has been happening for some time. Before our TUN before our TUN Dr. Mahathir has been the Prime Minister during the time of 74 and furthermore, things has been completely different. Our doctors were allowed to do their duties, their research, and everything very freely, Today we have got a lot of taboos, even doctors to do their performance, because we have got certain so-called the Salafi Wahhabi group, and they have brought a lot of taboos and haram with so many things for etc. Psychiatrists, to stop psychiatrists from doing their job to their patient, let's say, this is not democratic at all, it's not human-like. You can have a religious differences in another way, but that again, you don't come interrupting psychiatrists from treating their patients because somebody has some problem in their thinking and feeling and complication with themselves. They go to a psychiatrist to get some counseling and to find out what's wrong with them or what is the solution for the certain things when they're psychologically feeling very depressed or stuff like that. Now I'm coming to a cell group which is called, before they were known as transsexuals. Today we have got the same thing changed in form and calling themselves as transgenders. Well, our TUN Dr. Mahathir has also said those who have been through their sex change assignment, let's say, when they have been through the proper counseling, therefore all the paperwork's correct, and they could prove it and they could show it, their documents will be changed. Now, how are they going to get all the documents done? Most of them today, they just go across to Thailand or somewhere else and get the operation done because Malaysia has got a taboo on it. Before, Professor Khairuddin has been doing that in the university clinic in hospital in PJ. Today it's stopped, and after that they brought some religion stuff into it, and then they stopped it. Well, if a child is born retarded, doctors are supposed to take care of them and to find a solution. So this cell group of people, no child is born, no one is born the way they are to born. They were created and born that way. So now we have got some complication with psychologically, mentally, and how they feel. So this is a group of people. When the government have not allowed psychiatry to give them the treatment, and if they can do the operations for them in the country, then if they go somewhere else, but there again they have to go to the proper psychiatric treatment here, only then they should go for an operation, because then they can come back and change their documents and everything legally, because everything is proven to them. They were not given a chance to do so. Why are our government not doing that? I mean, allowing the psychiatrists to perform their duties and their job with their patients. Today we have got Pakatan Harapan, and the same PM is back. Our 93 years young Dr. Mahathir is back, the father of Malaysia. My humble request to Dr. Mahathir, I bow to you. I look at you as the godfather of Malaysia today and as a father. I'm considering me as a mother for this SAIL group. So when my children are crying with their problem, so as a mother, I have no one else to ask than to my father. So you are the father of the country, you're like my father. Therefore, my humble request to Dr. Mahathir, our Prime Minister, sir, please, kindly, my humble request to you, concentrate on them. They are not creating themselves like that or making dramatic. Well, we have got some certain problems with certain people who are still not sure in what they are. And since they will also joining into certain wrong communities, groups, and they were not well counseled, and no one there to give them a counseling to change the way or to ask them to go for further educations and stuff like that, other than becoming changing themselves, dressing up as the way they want to as females, and then they become as sex workers. And our people not been aware of the problem what they are having. They were not dressing up to make fun or to make money. They might be. Some cases, we have got some confusion cases, even though the group is also having some problem with it. And they have got two different kinds of groups in Malaysia. And one is known, to the Indian community. One is calling themselves as Turunagi, because no one there to tell them what name they should give for themselves or how to identify themselves. Because there is a word in English calling transsexuals and changed now to transgender. Whereas for Indian, they took the word from the word Hijras in Turunange. And the word Turunange has been given by some politician guy in India called Karunanidhi, Dr. Karunanidhi or something like that. He's a politician, he gave it for India and not for Malaysia. Now we Malaysians are different, we feel different, we think different. We're brought up in a different way. We have got a different laws and we have got different government here. Our Dr. Mahathir, Dr. Mahathir, he is well educated and he's a doctor. He understands everybody. He feels for everybody. He feels from the small to the elder. He has such a wonderful golden-hearted man. I would say it is a gift for Malaysian to have someone like our Dr. Mahathir as our PM. I'm glad that he is back. If we were given the chance, when those transsexuals, those who call themselves transsexual, who are calling themselves as today identified as transgender, where they change, they need to go for a proper counseling with a psychiatrist to find out where did things go wrong with them or how they feel, or is it just a mixed feeling, or are they genuinely a trapped soul? Nothing has been there to help them to identify their original in them. We can look at them not like a retarded, they were born like a handicapped in certain ways. in a way that they have trapped souls. So why wouldn't they get, like any other patient, a counseling from a psychiatrist and a treatment from a doctor? I would say this is a big mistake here. And that's the reason why they are going away and they go to a exchange in Thailand or somewhere without any counseling, nothing. And where again, it's like a butcher house, you pay the money and then you get the knife on it, chop, chop, but. Then it's a big complication. We are all looking at them and we are discriminating them. I wished and hoped that we had the ICT law came past discrimination, which didn't happen because some people didn't like it. So now I have to speak this video. We should give them a chance to understand them, then to discriminate them, and awareness should be given to the public. Or else discrimination is going on without stopping. Like for the Indian community, they're calling themselves as Tirunangai, whereas it's also known in English, you have another name like that. It's called the transvestites. Well, they are not transvestites. Well, some like to call themselves transvestite. Maybe they are not sure. There is, as I told you, there are two different kind of group. One are calling them as Mangays. Mangays are females. They feel female, they are females. So they identify and they feel themselves as female because their soul had been a female soul. They transformed as a female and they recognize them as a female. They live as a female, they think as a female, they feel as a female. Everything is like a female. Then another important thing is when a female child is born in the family, our culture has got a certain way of teaching the girls how to behave, what a girl should do, how a girl should talk, how the girl should be behaving and doing things. Whereas they were not looked as a female from the very beginning. They were only feeling in them and they only felt that. But nobody in the surrounding, not even the father, mother, nobody around them understood them until time take place and the mother understood and things. But then nobody was medically, professionally, nobody was coming to guide them or support them to tell what exactly going through, what's happening with their child. So we need that because science is very high in our country. We respect that. We should do that. The country law should be doing this. Please look into it. So they need proper counseling. And if the psychiatrist finds it, and the psychiatrist who does that must be a human and a real psychiatrist, not somebody religiously coming and telling, this is taboo in my religion, so I'm fixed up, it's not like that way, this should be this way, not like that. A proper doctor, a psychiatrist who really feels as a psychiatrist and handles his patients like his real patients and give them the proper counseling and the honest treatment and justify them. Then we won't have this problem. Political wise, there are about altogether this transgenders in Malaysia. Around 6, 7, 8,000 people in the Indian community and so on. And 10% or let's say 10 to 15% are followers of MIC and friends of the Hindu Sangam, who are calling themselves today as Tirunangai, that means the transvestites, whereas the others are calling them Mangai, who are a big, big fan of our TUN Dr. Mahathir, and they are big supporters of Pakatan Harapan. And so they are demanding into themselves, among themselves, and they are asking for justice. They need justice. They need the proper counseling and the proper treatment and the documents of them changed as female. I wish and hope everyone would understand this, because people are discriminating them. The government has put them in a corner and didn't turn back to look at them, just because some religious people came and said this is not allowed, this is taboo, that is taboo, this is haram and that is haram, just because they were from the Salafi Wahhabi group. Who were they? They were also from the same as the Al-Arkam. So our country banned Al-Arkam. So the Al-Arkam is gone. But then where were the followers? They didn't vanish. They are there. They are the ones who are the Wahhabis now. They are still in the country, and they changed from Al-Arkam to Darul Al-Arkam. And Dr. Zakir Naik is one of them. And we have Zanid Wimut and Firas Wong, and we have this Mustaf and all these guys. They're just cornering Dr. Mahathir, and he doesn't let Pakatan Harapan do their duties in any way. So I'm not talking about religious problem here. I'm only talking the mistakes certain people are doing, and not letting our Tun Dr. Mahathir and Pakatan Harapan to do their job the way they have to do. Instead of that, we are complaining. But today I have a complaint. I'm not complaining the government. I'm not complaining anything. I'm complaining the reality. Please, Tun Dr. Mahathir, I beg you. My children are suffering. They need medical help. They need proper counseling. They need psychiatric counseling, so that the psychiatrist can tell exactly and give them the certificate. Either Malaysian government doesn't allow, the government allowed them to do the Operation Sex assignment in Malaysia, that would be verified. Or else they can go to Singapore or to Thailand or to any part of the world where they get it done and transform themselves, free their soul to the body. Imagine you are a male, you go to sleep today, and you are a female and you go to sleep. Morning you wake up, you see you are no more a male. You have a female organ on you, and a female has got a male organ on her. What is it like? What would it have been? How you would feel? One has to be born that and experience that horrible feeling. Because if you are going to comb your hair, if it doesn't like your face, looking at your face, just combing your hair, you'll be spending half an hour, 1 hour combing the way you like. Everything just to look to be perfect. But what happened? When your body does not belong to you and your soul is some other soul into your body, and you are a female inside you, your soul is a female, your feeling is female, but then you have some other sexual thing on your body and it doesn't belong to you. What is this mental torture? To kill themselves or to die, it's more easier than to live that way. So we are not thinking about that. We are only talking, our books tell us this is not allowed. Our religious people tell this is not allowed. That's not allowed. What is not allowed? Someone to be honest themselves, to be honest to themselves. How could anyone be honest to anyone if they're not honest to themselves? Is it wrong? Is it the biggest crime when somebody wanted to be honest to themselves and be honest to themselves? Is it a big crime? Is it a crime against God? God is the one who created them. If God didn't want them and what they were doing was untouchable or big sin, they wouldn't come back alive after their operation. They wouldn't have transformed and come as the way they are today. God have accepted them. Like creating a child is like printing machine, Male, female, male, female, male, female. Then the printing went wrong. So the doctor gave the intelligence to doctors today to correct their mistakes, So this happened. Come on. We're living in 2019. In 1973, 74, our government accepted it, very welcome. They understood, they were so broad-minded and they were so understanding, so human. Whereas this humanity in our country got lost. How did it got lost? Please think about it. And if you have a child who is, you feel that it is not in the proper way, find out. But don't be harsh. In a very nice way, let the mother talk and be kind, because it's your blood, your brothers, your sisters, your daughter, your son or your daughter. But they feel, you think and see, it is my son, it got to be a strong boy. But there again, your son has been born in a son body, but with a female soul inside their body. So the Vedics say some other thing, I don't want to talk about it. So now, kindly think about it. Because I would tell you a story, not many would agree to me, but that is a true thing. Because when you have sexual intercourse, so when you're having an orgasm, so it depends how you breathe. When you breathe in and out, the air is going to come out one side. On the right side, it's going to be a male, or you breathe out through breathe in through the left side, it's going to be a female. So, the both of them, the husband and wife, when they're having their sexual relation, so in this moment, when the breathing goes in the right way, then the child is going to be a female. That's what it says in the Vedics, when some anatomical studies have said that. So I went to do all this in my way, not as what the Wahhabis says. I'm talking about human and feeling. And I'm looking at them as my children, and on behalf of them, I'm representing myself as a mother of all of them. Please, Dr. Mahathir, TUN Dr. Mahathir, our country Prime Minister, my children need your help. It's because it's not good. And it's never easy. They went through such a challenge to survive, such a hard survival they have. They have no job opportunities, they have nothing, but they were given nowadays. I heard they were coming more. And instead of discriminating them, give them the education, give them the job. What you need is somebody to do the job properly. Doesn't matter who they are, with how they are going. Your sexual life is privacy, they're personal. The person, him or herself, the character and personality and the education is what we need. Because of such discrimination, we might be losing today a scientist. We might be losing some very, very big heart surgeon. They were such brilliant people. Maybe they were born in such a way, and our discrimination because of our knowledge were not that big enough to understand them, and nobody gave us the awareness and knowledge. And such scientists and such great people who would have been today on earth, they are today in a different angle. Maybe as a sex worker, or maybe as something, an untouchable or discriminated. So concentrate that we are human. I hope each and every one would understand, because they are not to be blamed. They are born from you. They were coming out as human on earth. They were not coming out down on earth like rainfall, just falling like a raindrop from the sky. They are not coming as fruit out of the trees and plants. They are not flowers just coming out of any small plants. They're human beings. They are your own blood and flesh. They were brought from real heterosexual man and frau, man and woman. So they were your own blood. So just because our understanding is not so broad and tolerance to understand that, because our environment, our people education is also not there, because such education is not brought up in schools or to the public. So AIDS could be an education in school today. And sexualism is also an education, part of education in school. So sexuality should also be as like an education in school. why a child can be born this way and how they couldn't transform themselves like that. Why? What happened? What made the child became to be born as a male, as what we think they were a male, but it wasn't a male. It was a female in the wrong body. They changed the dress. Now they're female. It should be like that. So the understanding, education is very important. Mutual understanding of each other human. I'm sorry if I would have hurt anything, or I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I'm just telling out the pain and the voice of the voiceless. There are people who need their voice, and I, as a mother for them, representing them, requesting an humble request that our government would look forward. So in future, nobody will go somewhere as a refugee and condemn the country. So who causes them to go somewhere in another country and condemn the country and become a refugee just to make some money? So what they did was wrong. I don't appreciate them to go on another country and talk bad about my country. It's like talking, insulting, bringing bad name to my own mother. If somebody talk bad about my mother or talk bad about my land, where I was born, my motherland, it's the same feeling I have. I wouldn't appreciate anyone to talk bad about my country. So I'm very hurt about it and angry about it. So I want the government this not to go around, because the world have great respect for our TUN Dr. Mahathir, and also from Singapore, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. These were the two Asian leaders that the whole world had bowed down their head with a lot of respect. Today we have got TUN Dr. Mahathir, a well looked up person, a good, real golden hearted man with lot of humor and lot of feeling for our Malaysian people. He's a real fatherly like feeling person. I hope and wish somebody would bring this video in front of our Dr. Tun Mahathir, and our ministry will look forward to it instead of condemning them. There will be another video coming as a follow-up. Till then, wishing you all a very pleasant day. Thank you very much. Selamat hari. Vanakkam. Bye-bye. Choyaukin.